Hello and welcome to Honest Car Reviews. My name is Eric and this is the Toyota Yaris GR. GR is Gazoo Racing, Toyota's racing department. And when they get their hands on something, you can expect something amazing. And that is exactly what I have in front of me. Something truly amazing and truly unique. We need to take a trip down memory lane and talk about rally. Toyota loves to go rallying, and with the new WRC being more lenient and allowing for more aero, for more extreme iterations of cars, Toyota wanted to get in on that action. And what do you do when you have a standard Yaris? Well, it is not something that goes particularly fast. So what do? Well, you Frankenstein everything. So this car is not only a Yaris, but it's also a Corolla and the CHR as well. Making things like this work is so difficult. There are often different departments that work on each model. The infrastructure, Toyota is one of the largest car manufacturers in the world, and they made this happen. So apart from being something completely unique underneath everything, you can obviously see that from the exterior point of view, they also have something unique. And you have a lot of cooling, a lot of air vents. This is closed off, but you can just see how wide this car is compared to the rest of the body. If you look underneath and you have the top part here, it's so wide. And in the rear, this is some very light material. I don't know if it's plastic, but some sort of plastic, I must imagine. You have the GR4 system. So you have normal, you have sport, you have race. And in normal it's front biased, in sport it is rear biased, and in race it is 50-50. And underneath you have a 1.6 liter 3-cylinder turbocharged engine which produces 261 horsepower and 360 newton meters of torque. That is made into a 6-speed manual gearbox, and 0 to 100 kilometers an hour is done in 5.5 seconds. Toyota made this car because in rally you need to make a certain amount of cars to homologate your rally car. A rally car needs to be based on something, so they made this. And this is actually the second iteration of the Yaris hot hatch concept. They made the Yaris GR which was front wheel driven, had a supercharged engine. The hardware in this car is incredible, and in certain angles it looks really good. But exterior is definitely an acquired taste, but this is the convenience pack as well. So you get sound system, you get some driving aids such as lane departure and so on, but there is also the circuit pack. And this is the question that every reviewer tries to figure out. Do you need the convenience pack, or should you go for the more hardcore circuit pack? The circuit pack gives you front and rear mechanical LSDs and some harder suspension and some Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. These are of course winter tires. I'll just put up what the summer tires are for the convenience pack. The circuit pack is stiffer, more hardcore, and costs about 2,000 euros extra. The car starts from 41,000 euros here in Sweden. Very little storage area, but you can actually store some amount. One of the few extra options that this car has is the paint. It costs 700 euros extra, but if I were you, I would go for the red extra option paint, the regular white paint, or the white metallic. I also forget that circuit pack gets lightweight 18-inch BBS forged wheels. There is actually rear seats, or there are rear seats. So we'll try to get in the rear always fun to try. So there's I have to have my neck quite forward because there's not enough headspace at all. There is some foot space, but not that much knee space. I do like that the seats doesn't have any plastic behind them, and actually the seat in itself, for what it is okay. Also, you can see here, WRC FIA World Rally, developed for FIA World Rally Championship. Yeah. Inside, yeah, it's a Yaris evidently. Very plasticky. As a driver, the money has been put where you need it to be. Nice materials on the steering wheel. The gear shifter feels really nice. It's not too long. Has a nice, clean, simple design. Some red stitching goes together nicely with the black. And some GR logos. The seats are the same in the circuit pack as in the convenience pack. They are firm enough, or have enough side support, which I really like. The infotainment system looks like it's not developed by Toyota. It feels like it's a third party. I mean, it has everything, pairs quickly to the phone, it has some navigation, but I use Android Auto. The JBL sound system, which is an extra option, sounds not that good, to be honest. I feel that this is the worst interior compared to the rest of the competition. But then again, there's only a part of a hot hatch or the car. But it's important to note, manual handbrake, and apparently I think it disconnects the rear wheels, of course, but it sends still the power to the front. I will put up a note if that is the case or not. The clutch, it grabs pretty high up and you don't have that much feel. It's very light as well. Even though you have a manual, you have active cruise control, so even though I need to change up or down a gear, the cruise control will reactivate itself. The car is pretty light, from 1,150 kilos. So it's a light car being four-wheel drive. And you feel that. I can feel the undulations. And since it is a hot hatch, a sportier car, the suspension is stiff. Not unnecessarily stiff for regular roads. It actually absorbs them fairly well. My problem is actually the engine. It is fairly not unsteady, but it vibrates quite hard under load between 2,000 to 3.5 about. If you're not in the right gear, in the right rev range, not that much will happen. It's not a torque engine. 7,000 RPM might not sound that much, but for a three-cylinder engine, I think that is plenty. And I'll start in normal. So right now it's 60% front, 40% back. 4,000 is where the boost it is maximum. A really nice sound, not too much, get a lot of induction sound. Wow, really, the car really hunkers down and stiffens up under load. The front really agile, but in the same time really smooth as well. Dips in very nicely. The front bites extremely well, not that much understeer either. The suspension handles unevenness better when you drive a bit more quickly. The brakes easily judged, but of course we're winter tires now, so some air there or some negative G's. It's torquey, but it's evident that it likes to be higher up in the rev range. Really stiffens up, get a lot of feedback from the steering wheel. Chassis really nicely calibrated. Let's switch to sport. The throttle response is quicker. The car feels more agile, I must say. Throttle response really changes. Don't really feel any difference in how the, I mean, mid-corner when you start to accelerate, you can feel the car turning a bit easier because the power is sent a bit more to the rear wheels. But let's see here. I mean, even on the understeer, so easy to manage. I mean, the four-door system is definitely the centerpiece here. Changes direction so easy. It's such a joy to drive. Extremely impressed by its capabilities, and it has such a wide sweet spot. If you're at 9/10, 10/10 maybe, and even at 6/10, you're still having a really great time. Then we go over to track. But truth be told, I've driven this car in track before. The track is definitely for the track. I think that sport is where this car is the most amount of fun. You get that help of rotation, and of course, if you're in the right conditions, the car oversteers much easier. Definitely it's evident that it's winter tires, but still so much confidence from the, I mean, from the suspension, from the chassis, from everything. Just rotates so nicely. I would say it's definitely towards more focus side, but it's so well engineered that it becomes playful and easy to drive and approachable in the best ways possible. Feels rather mechanical, but I think that the last piece of the puzzle is definitely the mechanical LSDs, but driving it now, I didn't really feel that I needed the mechanical LSDs. They are meant for the track, I think, and that's why the pack is called the circuit pack. I've concluded that it's definitely fun, and it's definitely quick, it's definitely capable, it's usable, and that the four-wheel drive really helps making this an elevated driving experience. Then I need to think about the competition. And the Honda Civic Type R is definitely a competitor. Maybe the Hyundai i30N. You have the Golf GTI and much more. But I think that this has found its definite need, found such a sweet spot in terms of horsepower, the driving experience, the usability, the exterior. There's almost an unbeatable combination, and this car just comes to the top and fights with the lead. Is it better than the Honda Civic Type R, which I believe is the king of hot hatches right now? I think this is just a different flavor. This price of 41,000 euros is such a get so much for the money. If you want to go four-wheel drive and German, you have the Mercedes A35, the Volkswagen Golf R, and you have to pay a lot more for those. Of course, you get more horsepower, but the Yaris GR is such a, I mean, it's a car that shouldn't exist right now, but Toyota made it to be able to go rallying, and by doing so they made one of the most unique car this year, and a car that will stay relevant as a hot hatch and be a benchmark for a long time to come. And even though the petrol engine is going out of fashion, truth be told, this is one of the proof or last hurrah, I think, in what you can do with a petrol powered car. You have so much feel, so much connection, and the petrol engine just becomes one of the driving experience. And with that, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.